Yeah. This your boy T Nasty, and I got another dope video for y'all. This is Audit the Audit. This may be the largest lawsuit against cops. You know, I fuck with Audit the Audit. He's one of my favorite content creators because he breaks down the laws and everything. He lets you know, like, when the cops are wrong or when the civilians are wrong. You know what I'm saying? He lays down the law, bro, and he's fair with his assumptions, bro, and he gives out a grade in his video. So shout out to Audit Audit. Matter of fact, make sure you subscribe to Audit Audit, bro, if you into this type of content, because he's very informal. He lets you know a lot of stuff, bro, when it comes to law. It's good to read up on too, bro. It really is. Like, don't get me wrong, some laws are different in some states, but like he breaks down your states too. So check him out, bro. Great content. But let's go ahead and get to this reaction. Matter of fact, if you like this content, you like this reaction, make sure you like and subscribe to your boy, because I need it bad. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers railroad tracks, due process, and unreasonable seizures, and is brought to us by 9 News' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into today's interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Incogni, a new product from our friends at Surfshark. The digital security experts.
I don't have the time right now.
Friday, September 16, 2022, 20-year-old TSA agent Yareni Rios Gonzalez was pulled over just north of Platteville, Colorado by an unidentified officer from the Platteville Police Department, who was quickly joined by 2 unidentified officers from the Fort Upton Police Department. The officers were responding to a call regarding a potential road rage incident involving a firearm. Ms. Rios Gonzalez stopped her vehicle just past a set of railroad tracks, and the Platteville officer parked his vehicle behind her on the tracks. All 3 officers exited their vehicles and began to shout orders at Ms. Rios Gonzalez.
They got a gun out already?
Driver, let me see your hand.
Put both hands out the window. Both hands out.
Dispatch Lipton 346. We're getting commands. Her hands are out the window at this time.
Open your door. With your right hand, open your door. Come on out.
That's weird, bro. They have your guns out already? Because you were stopped on the track?
Yeah. Dispatch Lipton 346. She's out of the vehicle. Hands are visible.
Dog, look at those bugs out there. Jeez.
Yeah. Vasquez!
Look like Ford out there.
Hey!
Lift your hands up. Lift your hands up. Okay? Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
They actually stopped on the
Put your
track.
hands up higher. I want you to set your phone down at the edge of your truck.
On your left.
You don't need it. You can leave it on. Come on back. Keep coming back.
Dude, they're literally on the track. That's
Keep
weird.
coming back to the sound of my voice. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Stop right there. Get down on one knee and then the other.
I got cuffs.
Go ahead.
Good? Keep your hands above your head.
Don't move.
What's going on? Why am I being... We'll explain everything in a second.
Who
Can I get my
else is in
cell
the
phone,
truck?
please? No one else is in the truck, sir. Can I please get my cell phone?
We'll get it for you.
Don't worry
Stand
about
up.
yourself.
Please. Where are you taking me?
We're taking you to the car. Come on.
Why? What?
Do you have anything on you that's going to poke me, stick me, hurt
The
me?
car that's on the
Can I
railroad
please
tracks
get
right
my
now.
cell phone?
We'll get your cell phone in a second. Is there any weapons in the car?
Ready?
No, ma'am. There's nothing on
There's
there.
no weapons in the car? Okay.
And it looks like one of
What's
the...
going on? Ma'am, what's going on?
I'll tell you in a second. Take a seat.
I'm so confused. Can I get
Take a
my
seat.
cell phone?
I will get your cell phone for you. Take a seat.
The female officer.
It looks like one of those tracks don't have
handcuffs
like the
Gonzalez
arm
and
bars to
places
let
her
you
in
know
the
that's
backseat of the police
a train is
cruiser that
coming
is
either.
parked on the train tracks. Under section
Yeah.
42-4-1204 of the Colorado Revised Statutes, quote, no person shall stop, stand, or park a vehicle except when necessary to avoid conflict with other traffic or in compliance with the directions of a police officer or an official traffic control device on any railroad tracks.
Yeah, I love
Any
that,
person
bro.
who
my boy be breaking
violates
that shit
any
down,
provision
bro.
of this section commits a Class B traffic infraction. Despite this, Section 42-4-108 of the Colorado Revised Statutes provides that, quote, the driver of an authorized emergency vehicle, when responding to an emergency call, or when in pursuit of an actual or suspected violator of the law, may park or stand, irrespective of the provisions of this title. However, the statute also includes a caveat that, quote, the provisions of this section shall not relieve the driver of an authorized emergency vehicle from the duty to drive with due regard for the safety of all persons, nor shall such provisions protect the driver from the consequences of such driver's reckless disregard for the safety of others. It seems obvious that parking a vehicle on train tracks, let alone leaving a handcuffed individual in the back seat of an unattended cruiser parked on railroad tracks, demonstrates a clear, reckless disregard.
I mean, it very much so is reckless, bro. That is like stupid. It's like, it's common sense, bro. Like, you have to know that your cruiser is parked on a railroad track. Barring that I couldn't really tell by the video, but like from what I seen in the video, that the railroad tracks didn't have the arm bars that let you know that the fucking train is coming. It's just like, it's places like that around the city I'm in right now, where they doesn't have, some places don't have the railroad crossings to let you know that the train is coming. So if you park on a railroad track and you don't have the fucking warning to let you know that the fucking railroad track, that could be huge. That's huge, bro. So get your money, girl.
For the safety of others.
That's crazy.
Not only for Ms. Rios Gonzalez herself, but also for any personnel or passengers of an approaching train. And it is therefore likely that a court would conclude that parking on train tracks in this situation was a violation of the Colorado Traffic Code.
They parked on the train tracks and put that girl in the back seat, bro.
Clear. Good.
They got like submachine guns out too, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Dispatch looking through.
Without even knowing what's going on. That's what you do for a woman, and they still parked on the train tracks, bro. That's crazy. That's
It took her a
bro.
long time to pull over.
I got a holster right here in the passenger seat.
It took her a very long time to pull over.
I'm going.
Did you see her toss anything?
She could have, because it took her a long time.
Ms. Rios Gonzalez remains handcuffed and locked
I'm a
in the back of
menace
the
and a
unattended
robber.
cruiser. The officers search her vehicle for a
Flex on
firearm
you.
without taking any actions to ensure her safety despite her vulnerable position on the
If
train
you know, you know.
tracks. In general, as the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Colorado, explained in the 2003 case of Raska ex rel Raska versus Peterson, quote, states must ensure reasonable care and safety to persons within their custody. Under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, government officials cannot, quote, deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without...
Bro, could you imagine, like, if a train actually did come? Because they didn't have no indication to let you know that a train was coming, bro. Could you imagine? I mean, God forbid, you know what I'm saying, that the train did come, because nobody wants to see people lives in danger or lose their lives over stupidity. But could you imagine if a train did come, what kind of shit they'll be in? Because they literally parked their cruiser on the train tracks and left that fucking girl in there while they did their fucking investigation. Could you just imagine, bro? The shit they be like, that's stupid to me, bro. Like, that has to be common sense, bro. Like, if I was just a regular civilian, I detained somebody and I had him in my car, that'd be one fucking thing. But these are police officers, bro. Like, you leave the safety of the people in the hands of these fucking morons, bro. That's fucking stupid to me, bro.
Process of law, and as the Supreme
It's
Court noted in the
mind-boggling, bro.
1977 case of Ingram versus Wright, quote, the liberty preserved
Mind-boggling,
from
bro.
deprivation without due process included the right to be free from and to obtain judicial relief for unjustified intrusions on personal security. Nevertheless, the Supreme Court concluded in the 1989 case of DeShaney versus Winnebago County Department of Social Services that, as a general matter,
And the fact that these officers don't know the fucking law, bro. Because it's from watching Audit, bro. From watching Audit, I'm sorry. This is my last time pausing. From watching Audit, bro. There's laws out there that, like, if this dude knows the fucking law, they should know as much as this fucking dude, bro. Like, no bullshit, bro. They should know as much as he knows about the law. And they don't, bro. From watching, just watch his videos, bro. Matter of fact, go to his channel, watch his videos, subscribe, and like all his shit, bro. Because he lets you know. He informed me a lot of shit that I didn't know, bro. So just watch his shit, bro. Because these dudes are just getting away with fucking stupid shit, bro. It's crazy to me.
Third party, however,
that they don't know the law.
Quote, when the state
they be
takes
fucking
a person into
lying, bro.
custody and holds him there against his will, the Constitution imposes upon it a corresponding duty to assume some responsibility for his safety and general well-being. The court further explained that, quote, the affirmative duty to protect arises from the limitation which it is imposed on his freedom to act on his own behalf. It is the state's affirmative act of restraining the individual's freedom to act on his own behalf through incarceration, institutionalization, or other similar restraint of personal liberty, which is the deprivation of liberty, triggering the protections of the Due Process Clause. Still, as the Supreme Court held in the 1986 case of Daniels versus Williams,
it just seems like they're just being nasty,
the Due Process Clause is simply not implicated by a negligent act of an official causing unintended loss of or injury to life, liberty, or property. And the mere lack of due care by a state official cannot deprive an individual of life, liberty, or property under the 14th Amendment. Rather, as the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals detailed in the 1990 case of Berry versus City of Muskogee, a government actor must act with so-called deliberate indifference towards a confined individual's safety in order for the Due Process Clause to be implicated. In the Berry case, the 10th Circuit explained that, quote, deliberate indifference does not require a finding of express intent to harm, but must involve more than ordinary lack of due care for the prisoner's interests or safety, and that while requiring a higher degree of fault than negligence, or even gross negligence, the deliberate indifference standard, quote, remains lower than the intentional and malicious infliction of injury. The court therefore concluded that, quote, an official acts with deliberate indifference if its conduct disregards a known or obvious risk that is very likely to result in the violation of a prisoner's constitutional rights. In this situation, there is a strong argument that leaving Ms. Rios-Gonzalez
it's no arm bars, bro,
parked on train tracks would satisfy the deliberate indifference standard, because the officers demonstrated a total disregard for the obvious danger posed by parking on railroad tracks. However,
I know I said I wasn't gonna pause much, but point being, like, it was unsafe for them to fucking park there. Like, it's like common fucking sense, bro. Like, you should, like, yeah, her car is like parked in a weird spot and shit, but you as an officer should know, like, hey, I shouldn't park my fucking car here, especially with no fucking arm bars letting you know that a fucking trailer's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally parked there, pull her out her fucking vehicle, put it in their vehicle, and walked off. Like, that's mind blowing to me, bro.
As we'll discuss momentarily, it is also possible that a court could conclude that a different legal standard should be applied to this situation.
She could have, because when I was behind her, she was driving slow enough.
Yeah.
So she could have tossed something, but I literally
Tossed it out the window?
She could have out that window, but who is that car?
And the train is coming, bro.
Maybe a car.
Time check. Oh my god. Oh my god. Send us medical emergent. The suspect.
Whoa!
Was hit by the train.
I didn't know a train was actually. Whoa!
Watch the fence.
While the officers continue to search the vehicle, a train approaches and hits the unattended cruiser, which is still parked on the tracks with Ms. Rios-Gonzalez.
Whoa, bro, that is crazy, bro. I didn't actually expect the train to fucking actually hit her, bro. Bro, and then
Gonzalez inside. As we discussed earlier in this episode, the Due Process Clause of the Constitution prohibits officers from taking actions that demonstrate deliberate indifference towards the well-being of individuals they have taken into custody. However, in the 2014 case of Walton versus Gomez, the 10th Circuit specified that, quote, the 14th Amendment governs any claim of excessive force brought by a pretrial detainee who has had a judicial determination of probable cause as a prerequisite to the extended restraint of his liberty following arrest, arrest. The Fourth Amendment, not the 14th, governs excessive force claims arising from, quote, treatment of an arrestee detained without a warrant and prior to any probable cause hearing. According to the 10th Circuit in the 2019 case of McCowan versus Morales, quote, a Fourth Amendment excessive force claim is governed by a purely objective standard. A police officer violates an arrestee's Fourth Amendment right.
And they actually didn't even fucking hop in the fucking vehicle to help it, bro. Like trains, they give you like plenty of time to fucking get in the car, especially with no crossbars, bro.
Standard is generally much easier to meet than the deliberate indifference standard applied in
I hope every last one of them motherfuckers got fired, bro.
Uncertain which standard a court reviewing this situation would apply. Although the 10th Circuit seemed to make it clear
they all went to jail behind that, bro.
The Fourth Amendment would apply to an arrestee who had not yet received a probable
Please tell me
cause
that
hearing.
girl didn't
In the
fucking die.
1987 case of Berry versus Grand County, Utah, the 10th Circuit applied the deliberate indifference standard to a case involving the suicide of an individual who had been arrested without a warrant and was being held in jail before a probable cause determination. The court reasoned that the reasonableness standard would only apply to claims of excessive force, and that because jail suicide claims are, quote, considered and treated as claims based on the failure of jail officials to provide medical care for those in their custody, the deliberate indifference standard should apply. Still, it should be noted that in a concurring opinion to the decision, Circuit Judge Briscoe argued that, quote, where the Fourth Amendment applies, it does not prohibit only use of excessive force, but rather prohibits any unreasonable seizure. In looking to the nature of the injury to determine the standard to be applied, the majority ignores the principle that the standard comes not from the classification of the injury the plaintiff suffered, but from the constitutional provision which was violated to cause the injury. Because the situation in this episode is largely unprecedented, it is certainly possible that a court could adopt Judge Briscoe's reasoning and conclude that the circumstances surrounding Ms. Rios-Gonzalez's arrest were unreasonable in violation of the Fourth Amendment. It is also possible that a court would determine that the 14th Amendment deliberate indifference should apply, as Ms. Rios-Gonzalez was not subject to any force directly from the officers. Either way, Ms. Rios-Gonzalez has a persuasive argument that the officers violated her constitutional rights in some capacity by subjecting her to unnecessary and life-threatening danger by putting her directly into harm's way.
There may still be a firearm in the vehicle. I don't know if you guys have been through it yet. We weren't sure if she threw it or if it's still hidden.
Oh, that's what y'all worried about right now?
A long time to pull over.
Right now, I just need to find out who she is. You hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
There's a round over there in the door.
We had a date of birth on there.
That's what I was looking for.
I know you know what you're doing. I was
They're
just
laughing?
thinking out
I'll
loud.
let you look at that. I'll keep looking for the other stuff. Righty could be in the console. There's your gun.
After the accident, Ms. Rios-Gonzalez was transported to a Greeley hospital for treatment, where it was determined that she had suffered 9 broken ribs, a broken arm that required surgery, a broken leg, a fractured sternum, and back and head injuries. She spent more than a week in the hospital before being released and still has a long recovery period ahead of her. According to her attorney, Paul Wilkinson, Ms. Rios-Gonzalez remembered many details from the crash and told him that, quote, she was trying to get the police officers' attention, screaming at them. She tried unlocking the door. She had her hands behind her back and was frantically trying to unlock the door. Mr. Wilkinson also stated that Ms. Rios-Gonzalez intends to file a lawsuit against the police departments involved. Multiple agencies are investigating the various aspects of the incident, with the Fort Lupton Police Department handling the initial criminal investigation, the Colorado State Patrol investigating
In fact, they were
the
laughing about it, bro.
injury traffic accident between the train and the cruiser, and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation reviewing the serious bodily injury that Ms. Rios-Gonzalez suffered while in police custody. Platteville Police Chief Carl Dwyer has confirmed that the Platteville police officer involved is on paid administrative leave while an investigation occurs, but did not divulge the officer's name. The Fort Lupton Police Department has declined to comment on the situation. Overall, the Platteville and Fort Lupton officers get an F for demonstrating a blatant disregard for Ms. Rios-Gonzalez's personal safety, needlessly forcing her into a highly dangerous situation with no way to protect herself, and focusing more on discovering a firearm in Ms. Rios-Gonzalez's vehicle than ensuring that she did not lose her life while they did so. At the very best, these officers exhibited a complete lack of common sense and a truly astonishing level of incompetence by not only parking on railroad tracks, but then placing a handcuffed suspect in the vehicle and leaving her there unattended. It is honestly remarkable that Ms. Rios-Gonzalez survived this encounter, and I would urge the police agencies involved to
She's
hold these
gonna get a
officers
fucking
accountable
bag,
for
bro.
reckless and
She needs it too, bro.
unacceptable actions. As for Ms. Rios-Gonzalez, I cannot rightfully assign a grade to someone who was entirely the victim of
And
police
she's
inept.
gorgeous too, bro.
There was nothing Ms. Rios-Gonzalez could have done to prevent the harm that was inflicted on her. That being
this-
said,
I hope
I
she didn't
commend
suffer
Ms. Rios-Gonzalez for her
bro.
perseverance
That's
and for
crazy.
pursuing legal action against the officers and departments responsible for her traumatic injuries. I wish her a rapid recovery from her injuries, and it'll be interesting to see how this case plays out in the courtroom.
Bro,
Let us
that's
know if there is an
crazy.
interaction or legal topic you would like.
I'm make sure I fucking follow this up, bro. I want to see what happened to these motherfuckers, bro, that put a girl life in danger like that, bro. Whether she was wrong or not, like, cause he didn't specify what she did or not. But that's crazy. And they laughed at the end of the video, bro. I hope she get her bag, bro. I hope she get her back. I hope she fucking bankrupts these motherfuckers, bro. That's tough. That's tough to think about. Like these motherfuckers got this much power. Like taxpayers, right? Pay these motherfuckers to protect and serve. And sometimes these motherfuckers go above and beyond the call of duty, bro. Like, yeah, whatever she did, like I said, they ain't explain what she fucking did wrong. She had a gun in the car. Whether or not she was legal to have it, who knows? Because he didn't really explain that. But the fact that these motherfuckers put this girl in the car that was on train tracks and they actually got hit by a train, bro, I hope she get that fucking bag, bro. That's mind blowing to me, bro. That they had that much power. You putting citizens' hands, civilians' hands in imbeciles, bro. Like, my fucking 10-year-old child and my fucking 14-year-old child would know better than that. You know what I'm saying? They would know better than that, bro. Not to park on the fucking railroad track. Then place this fucking woman in here while you did. I don't know. That shit just piss me off, bro. But if you'd like to see more content like this, bro, make sure you like and subscribe. This your boy T Nasty. Holla at your boy, and I'm out.